Thankfully, they decided that I didn't need to be nude, but I was all but.
You were ready though, you were like...
I abandoned my children for Saturday afternoons for 6 months so that I could play Witcher 3.
It's gotta be done, it's gotta be done.
Hey, would you like to meet Geralt's father? And they're like, oh, who, Vesemir? And he goes, no, Geralt's real father. And he does this whole thing, and then he says, yeah, my son is Geralt of Rivia.
That's so sweet.
And it's like, I think he does it sometimes when he just wants a little extra attention.
Right, Doug. Well, thank you for joining us. Should you want to maybe introduce yourself?
To camera or?
No, not to me.
To you.
yeah, to me. Not to camera.
Well, hi, Laura. My name is Doug. For those who don't know me, I'm Doug Cockle. I'm an actor, an acting teacher. I've been working professionally for 30 years, give or take, mostly in video games. I've done theater and film and television and radio and various other things, but a lot of my work has been in video games.
How did you get into that? How did you start off?
I started off, I'm American, living here in the UK. I married a Brit, and we moved to the UK in 1999. And long story short, I met an agent. I did a play, I met an agent. She sent me to an audition for a video game. I went and I got the lead role in this video game, and I did it, and then it just kind of rolled on from there. And it's been really exciting. It's not something I expected. When I was growing up, video games didn't have voices in them. It was Donkey Kong and Pac-Man and things like that.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of having a video game that is so narratively focused that they have fully fledged three-dimensional characters was just not something I ever thought about when I was training as an actor. And it's been really, really fascinating. 1999 is when I did my first video game, so it's been 26 years.
Wow.
And this thing that I never thought, I thought I'd make a living in theater or maybe a bit of film, a bit of television, something like that. Those were the pathways that I was aware of and that were available to me as far as I knew. And then this whole video game world just opened up in front of me, and here I am.
What was your first video game?
The very first video game was, my character's name was Cal, and it was a video game called Independence War 2: Edge of Chaos. Space game.
Nice. Yeah. What is a video game audition like? How is it different to like a TV or a film audition?
Well, it's changed a lot. When I first started out, it was kind of like doing a film or TV audition. You'd go into a studio and they'd put some lines up on a screen in front of you, or more often than not, pieces of paper. This is back in early 2000s.
So you didn't know the lines beforehand?
No,
okay.
No. You'd go in, stand in front of the microphone, do your thing, go away, and then you'd get a call or not get a call a week later. Nowadays, with performance capture and motion capture and things like that, and also because of the pandemic and when the pandemic hit, a lot of the productions either paused or encouraged home studio use. So a lot of the actors who hadn't developed a home studio before then, just a microphone and sound dampening and things like that, we all suddenly had to have home studios. So now everybody has a home studio.
You've got a home studio.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So now a lot of the auditions are actually done at home. It's easier for everybody. You don't have to travel into the studio. But it really depends. It depends if it's something that's going to require motion or performance capture. They often want you to come into the studio.
Yeah.
At least as part of a callback. Sometimes the initial audition can be from home or just on mic, and then if there's callbacks, they'll get you into the studio, maybe get you into a suit, see how you move, all those kinds of things. So it really depends on the project.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I mean, how did you sort of learn those skills? Like what was your first experience when you did like performance capture?
Well, on the job is how I learned it. When I was starting out, they didn't have performance capture classes or motion capture workshops or things like that. Those places, the places that do that kind of thing, developed as the technology emerged. So I just got cast, and then somebody said, "Here, wear this face rig." Now, dots all over the face. Wear this face rig. Do these things with your mouth. Stand over there. So it was just learning by doing. Nowadays, you can take workshops and do a weekend and learn how to do a T pose or an A pose or whatever.
And I guess what would people be surprised to know about the job?
I suppose what people might not realize is that working in motion or performance capture or facial capture, things like that, you do have rehearsal time, but it's usually pretty limited. But what I find wonderful about it is it's like being in a play. Mm-hmm. And there's something wonderful about being in a play. When you're on screen in front of a camera, it feels different because, at least to a certain extent, you have to limit how much you move. You have specific marks you need to hit for the focus pullers and for the narrative and for everything else. And you have all that in motion and performance capture as well, but all I can say is it feels different. It feels more like theater to me. There's a bit more freedom because the cameras are everywhere and they're all watching you. So you don't have to worry you don't have to worry about where your eye line is. You don't have to worry about, you can just get on with the job of doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And in some ways, even more freedom than you have when you're on stage in a play, because when you're on stage, you have to be very aware of your availability to the audience, about your light, making sure you're in your light, about how close you are to the edge of the stage, all these things that come into it. And although there is that as well in motion and performance capture, it's not as immediately present in your mind when you're doing the acting bit of the job.
Yeah, it must be like very freeing, especially like walking around the space and you must kind of forget and just sort of, go for it.
Yeah, you never really forget. I teach acting as well, and I always say to my students, you have to be 90% character and 10% actor while you're acting. The 90% character is self-explanatory. Really, you're being the character doing what they're doing to try and achieve whatever goal they have. But 10% of you is the actor who has to remember their lines, has to remember not to actually hit their colleague in the head with the foam roller that is supposed to be a table leg or whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
So you have to be present and yet give yourself over to the character, and it's really good fun.
Yeah, I mean, mocap suit, comfy, not comfy.
Not comfy. No, they're comfy enough. They're designed so that you can move, and so that the technology can follow you as well. But they're the best way I can put it, I suppose, is they feel more revealing than they are.
Right. Yeah.
They're very, if you have a little bit of a paunch like I do, then it's very evident in a mocap suit.
Oh well, no. I mean, you must have seen the tech change so much over your career. Like, what are some of the changes you've noticed?
For me, the technology hasn't really changed because I've only been doing motion capture and performance capture for the last 5 years. And although it's still changing, it's still evolving. It wasn't, for me, there hasn't been a big step change from early technological developments to what they are now. For people who started out in motion capture, they've seen huge changes.
Yeah.
For me, it's been more of kind of a gentle immersion into this world. I mostly do voiceover work, and there's been big changes there. You know, we used to kill hundreds of thousands of trees with printouts of all the scripts and everything. Now it's all on a screen,
Yeah.
so that's good. You know, there's changes like that, but the basic technology is the same. For me, what was great, the very first thing I ever did was facial capture, and that was for The Witcher. And I just found it fascinating. It was just really cool. I went into the studio, they put dots all over my face, fit the head rig on, and I had to do all these things where I had to make certain sounds with my mouth so that the technology could read that and translate it and stuff like that. And then there was the acting. And the whole process was just fascinating to me. Motion capture I knew a lot about before I ever did it, so I didn't have to, I didn't feel like I had to learn anything particularly new. In fact, what I was surprised about was, I suppose I wasn't doing anything terribly complicated, but I found it just quite easy. And I've heard other people who do motion capture say that, like I've already said, it's a lot like theater. I'm a theater trained actor. I've done movement and voice and all those things, classical acting, all of that, which is actually really, really good preparation for doing this kind of work, for doing motion capture and performance capture. It's all the same kind of skills. So I guess for me, I haven't seen any huge technological changes. But then again, I just show up, put on a suit, and remember my lines and live the character's life. I'm not behind the screen making sure all the technology is working. So if you talk to someone who runs the equipment, they might have a lot more to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, how is it learning lines for a video game? Is it different at all, or?
It's no different from learning lines for a stage play or TV or film. Most of the work that I've done in the past has involved me going into a studio and just speaking into a microphone. And for that, sometimes you get a script beforehand. Often you're just sight reading, which is one of the really fun things about the skills you need to develop in terms of, if you want to do this kind of work, what skills you need to develop. Sight reading is a really good one. Sight reading and acting at the same time. I've forgotten the question again. I get lost in my own thoughts.
Don't worry. No, you answered it. Don't worry. I was going to ask you, what is the weirdest thing you've had to do in motion or performance
Okay,
capture?
the weirdest thing I've had to do. I'm gonna have to double this up, and they're both for Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
I played Nightingale, returning to us from the lake in Nightingale in Alan Wake 2. And one of the weirdest things I had to do, because I hadn't done this before, I had to do a full body scan so that they could model Nightingale's body on my body.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to this studio. Initially they said you have to be nude for this. So I went in thinking I'm gonna have to be nude. All right? And you have to go in and you have to stand with your arms out. And they had me do several different poses. And then you have all these cameras. There's a rig around you. Mine was square. And basically they just take thousands of pictures of your body
Right.
from all different angles so that they can translate that into data and then use that to build the digital body. So I went in thinking I was going to be nude. Thankfully, they decided that I didn't need to be nude, but I was all but.
You were ready though. You were like...
Well, I'm not terribly modest. I've been nude in a film before, and it wasn't that scary or anything. So But it was the first time I'd ever had to do anything like that. So I did have a modesty garment, but it was very, very immodest, and that was interesting. But the weirdest thing that I've ever had to do, same game, I had to do a full 3D dental scan.
Oh.
Yeah, so I went
okay.
to this dentist's office somewhere near Liverpool Street, and I went in and they sat me in this chair and they had the things they put in my mouth, and they did a full 3-dimensional digital scan of my teeth and my mouth, my lips and my everything. So that was very interesting.
Was that just to get your mouth movements and your teeth and everything for the game?
I have no idea. No idea.
Just to get that Doug smile in the game.
I was just told to go to this dentist office and have pictures taken of my teeth. So I did.
No cavities, no.
No, I've got those, definitely.
Oh, well, I mean, what are some of like the props? Like what are some of the like typical props you would use when you're doing motion and performance capture?
Well, again, it all really depends on the project. When I did facial capture, I didn't have any props at all. Just my voice and my face and whatever I was doing with it. My experience so far has had me, actually not me. It wasn't. Yeah, I didn't have to do anything. I was just a dude being mean to everybody. But typically, I suppose, it's often, weapons of some sort. It's usually guns, rifles, things like that, which sometimes are not realistic, but they have the right shape and everything like that. And sometimes they're really not, they're just kind of roughly the right shape.
Yeah.
Swords, shields, things like that. You might have like a foam block or something like that for a walkie-talkie. Just stuff like that. So it doesn't have to be the actual item. It can be something that approximates the shape and size of the actual item, and then, just like they do with the body, they enhance the image to make it whatever they want it to be. It's really cool.
Do you play the games that you've featured in?
I try to. I haven't played Alan Wake 2 yet. I keep meaning to get around to it. I just haven't done it. Part of the issue for me is time. I don't know how many. How much time do you have to play games?
Enough. Yeah, I mean, the evening. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been playing Little Kitty Big City on my Steam Deck, and I can only ever manage to gather about half an hour of time.
Yeah.
At a time, so maybe once a day I'll be able to turn it on and get going. But for a game like Alan Wake 2, you need time.
Yeah.
Time to devote to it. Because what happens for me is I start playing a game, and then I don't know, I'll get 10 hours in. Somehow, magically, I'll get 10 hours in. And then something will pull me away. I'll be on a job or something or whatever it is, and I just can't get back to it, especially if it's on my console at home. And then I come back like a month later, and I've got an hour, and I want to play the game, and I get on, and I can't remember what I'm doing, or what I was supposed to be doing, what the controls do. I can't remember. It takes me a whole hour just to relearn how to play the game.
Yeah.
So I try to play games as much as I can, but sadly, I don't get to play nearly as much as I want to.
Yeah. I mean, you're working hard. There's no time for actually playing. Have you played The Witcher, though?
I've played The Witcher 3 all the way through. I have. I'm still working on the DLCs. Yeah, that was one when Witcher 3 was coming out in 2015. I said to my wife, I've got to spend some money. I've got to get a PlayStation. There are other consoles available, other forms of game playing available. I just happened to choose that one. I said, I've got to get a console. I've got to play this game. I've spent, at that point, I'd spent 10 years, not just on Witcher 3, but on the series of games.
Wow.
And I hadn't been able to play the first two because I didn't have the equipment to actually play them. So I said to my wife, I've got to spend some money. I've got to get a console so I can play this game. I have to. So I did. But it took me 6 months to get through it all for all the reasons we talked about, time to play it. So I abandoned my children for Saturday afternoons for 6 months so that I could play Witcher 3.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. I mean, what did you think? Like, is it a surreal thing when you're playing essentially a character you have created? Like, what is that like?
It's cool. It's really cool. And I often get asked the question, is it weird to hear your voice coming out of the character on the screen? And it is at first quite often, but then you get used to it. The weirdest thing, especially with Witcher 3, I noticed this, is that sometimes you're playing the game and you're just playing the game. You forget that it's your voice because you're interested in the character and what they're doing. But occasionally, I remember Geralt would say something, and just a little piece of me would go, "Ooh, I could have done that better. That didn't sound quite right." But that's me judging my own work.
Yeah.
The average player probably wouldn't listen and say the same thing. It's me, knowing myself and how I work and everything else.
I thought you were going to say something like, my wife hears my voice from the other room and is like, what? Because it's just you.
Yeah.
What does your family think about it? Like, if they played it, like, how do they feel about it?
My oldest son played all the way through The Witcher 3, and I don't know how he managed to do it, but he did it in like 50 or 60 hours. I've put in about 180 hours on the game, but I'm a really careful player. I look in every nook and cranny for every little bit of treasure. I go through things really carefully. I worry about dying. I'm not one of those players who just crashes through everything and manages to survive somehow. But yeah, he played all the way through. I really enjoyed it. I think my nephew, that's right, yeah, my sister's son, has played it. Beyond that, I don't know who else in my family has played it, but they're all very aware of its existence because I won't shut up about it.
Do they think it's cool?
They do think it's cool. My dad, bless him, my dad, every once in a while he tells me about how he's in the U.S. and every once in a while he wanders into a GameStop, picks up a copy of Witcher 3 and takes it up to the desk. This is his thing.
Oh.
My dad, like I said, bless him. He takes it up. He says, "Hey, would you like to meet Geralt's father?" And they're like, "Oh, who, Vesemir?" And he goes, "No, Geralt's real father." And he does this whole thing, and then he says, "Yeah, my son is Geralt of Rivia."
That's so sweet.
But it's like, I think he does it sometimes when he just wants a little extra attention.
It's like, that's my son. I love that. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, you put a huge stamp on the character, and then we've had the books, the games, the series. Do you watch the series as well? Have you watched the latest series?
Yeah, I've just started watching the latest series, and it's so different. It's a different genre for a start, and although there are things about there's some decisions they've made that I don't understand, and sometimes I like them. Sometimes I'm like, okay, cool. If I ignore what I know about the books and the games, then that's cool. What I love about the TV series is that I've met so many people who came to the games through the TV series.
Yes.
So they knew nothing about The Witcher. They knew that Henry Cavill was in this cool thing and they liked Henry Cavill, or they heard about The Witcher and they like fantasy movies and TV stuff. And so they watched The Witcher on Netflix. And then through that, they found their way to the games or the books. And I think that's what's really awesome about the TV show is it's introducing a whole different generation, a whole different kind of consumer to the world of The Witcher. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and what's amazing is a lot of the cast have obviously played the games as well, and like you're a huge part of that, which I think is like a lovely kind of cyclical, thing, which is amazing. And so Witcher 4, I've got to ask, how has that all been going?
Couldn't tell you.
I was expecting that answer. Anything, how Geralt has evolved?
The honest answer is I don't know. And if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. But so there you go. Who knows? What we do know is that Geralt's coming back in Witcher 4, but we don't know in what capacity. CD Projekt has already said, yeah, he's going to be in Witcher 4. But we know that the game is going to focus on Ciri, and that she's a bit older. And I don't know whether she's a Witcher or not. I have no idea. But what goes without saying is that if Ciri's older, then Geralt is as well. So he's coming back in some capacity. He's a bit older. I can only make pure guesses, and I'm not going to do that.
And is there anything when you come back to the character that sort of grounds you when you come back to play him? Is there anything like, yes, this is definitely a Geralt kind of move, or like, is there anything that you do and you're like, right, I'm straight back into it?
No. There used to be. It used to be, if it had been a while since I'd recorded anything for the Witcher video games, I would go in and they would play some playback, some lines that I had recorded before, and I would speak those lines after they were played to me, and it would just to help me find the tone of voice and everything else. Now, pretty much, I just fall into it. So much so that I actually walk around the house and I sometimes find myself saying things like, damn, I gotta do those dishes. Or, where are those socks? I swear I had those socks a minute ago. So Geralt's just kind of a part of me now, it's not...
just slipped right into that.
He's not far away.
Well, thank you so much, Doug. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Is your wife ever like, not again? Why are you doing that voice?
In the shower, even. What are you even talking about in there?